What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Pleeka. I'm Jerome.
And I'm Nick.
And today we're talking about The Flash Season 4, Episode 17, Null and Annoyed.
I know this is serious.
You got an odd way of showing it.
Just that any time that I'm afraid, I make jokes.
Always knew you were lightweight.
Ralph?
She's filled you with helium.
Maybe you should try to burp yourself down like Charlie
I
Bucket.
swear, Ralph. All right, where is she?
Look and fly, Flash!
Ralph, I know what I'm doing.
He's gonna fall to his death.
The Flash. All new episodes return Tuesday.
So, first off, before we get into how the episode went, we want to kind of have this discussion. Do you think Harry Wells, is evil?
No.
Are you saying that because you don't want him to be, or you honestly don't think he is?
I honestly don't think he is.
Do you think he's just kind of being secretive about making his cap and all that stuff to beat the Thinker, and he knows that if he tells Team Flash all this, they'll be like, "Oh, Harry, that's not right to like mess with that stuff."
Yeah.
Because he could potentially learn of the future down there, and like he doesn't care because for one, it's not really his future in a way because he's from a different Earth.
Yeah. I just think if he was evil, like he's been laying low for.
Yeah, I would honestly really like it if he was evil because I really like Tom Cavanaugh as the big bad villain.
Yeah.
One thing that I thought would be an interesting twist if they did this in the finale, which would be so like this would be the coolest thing ever. I doubt this is gonna happen. But remember in the crossover at the end when like Reverse Flash was like, "Oh, what face will I have next time we meet?"
Oh yeah.
What if at some point and we never saw it, he took over Harry Wells, and like in the finale or something, we'll get the reveal that Harry has actually been the Reverse Flash.
That would be interesting.
Yeah, I doubt that's the case, but I think think that'd be really
It's
cool.
a little too much like season 1.
Yeah,
But
I don't know. I really liked it when Gideon was like,
No.
"Oh, last time we spoke was like 1,850 something days ago,"
yeah, I was like, okay. that's
and he's
about
like,
3.5
"Oh,
years.
a lot has changed since then."
3 years. What did he plug his thinking cap into?
It was
Gideon?
it was the same area that he kept the Reverse Flash suit in season 1.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's something like Gideon, and that's the only reason it was working. But that was their first interaction, so it couldn't have been like. I don't know how all that works. I'm really interested in seeing where that goes.
To me, it was. I almost felt like he was using Gideon to get smarter.
Yeah, but then but he wasn't. He couldn't have been because at least if he was, it wasn't like he wasn't talking to her. Because she hasn't seen him, like she said, in 1,000 days.
No, I mean, like that was his idea. Like, oh, okay, I'm going to plug this in here, and
Yeah.
then this will help. But
Yeah, I think that was really, like, I didn't expect that in the end. I thought that was really cool.
yeah, I didn't expect
I
it
liked how,
either.
like, you can, like, the score they had, too, was, like, season 1 when he went in there. Like,
Oh,
I
yeah,
thought-
they
I thought
played
it
it
was-
up. They played it up like he's.
Yeah. But, all right, so let's get into the episode. The start of the episode, Barry and Team Flash are practicing to take down the Thinker. And Harry's trying to find the last 2 bus metas, and then Breacher shows up, and he asks Cisco for help.
Yeah, it's every time he shows up, I'm like, oh yeah, Danny Trejo.
Yeah, I can't think of him as Breacher. I just think of him as Danny Trejo also. But I really like him on the show. Even though he said goodbye forever to Cisco in the end, I'm hoping it's not forever.
You know what's funny is, so I listen to the Rewatchables once in a while on the Ringer podcast,
Uh-huh.
and when one of their things for their movie is, would this movie be better with Danny Trejo?
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Is it usually yes?
it's always yes.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
funny. So then after that, this actually I changed my mind on halfway through the episode because of what happens. I wrote down that the Thinker's totally losing it. But I think he was just playing it that way to his wife because he's been roofing her and shit, which we'll get into more as I go down.
Yeah, very Groundhog
But
Day.
because like it even seemed like that in the past couple episodes that he's been losing it, but maybe now it's just because her memory's been fucked up.
Yeah.
So like they've been kind of screwing with us with that, which I really liked. And then
It really made him seem a lot more evil. He wasn't. As
he
evil.
hasn't been as evil. And then
Well,
in that
'cause-
moment when he's talking to her and it shoots into her head and all that shit, you're like, oh my god.
Because it's hard to picture him as evil with.
We get different faces every week as well. Yeah.
Well, that and then like, but he's got his wife and he loves his wife, and like how evil could he be?
And then
And like, oh, never mind, he's stabbing her in the head with a.
yeah, and
fucking
taking away
needle.
her memories. At that moment when she figures out that she already made all those tapes,
Oh,
that was really cool.
yeah, that was.
I liked
that was
that.
the best part of the episode.
Their whole
Well, except
their
for
whole
Harrison
thing
Wells.
reminded me a lot of Westworld. Like, oh, something happened to take away the memory. You know what I mean?
Oh.
It's very Westworldy with him. And this was a really cool part of the episode. We get a cameo from Jason Mewes and Kevin Smith.
Tooth right there.
Yeah, which Kevin Smith directed this episode. I love Kevin Smith's episodes, which, I mean, I love everything he
So
does.
they were like legitimately.
They-
Jane and
yeah, I
Silent
mean,
Bob.
basically, yeah, they could say that was Jane and Silent Bob and it would have worked fine.
Yeah.
I thought that was really cool. And like the writers of this episode and like the people in charge of the show were like, "Oh no, have them do that." Like it was their idea in like the first episode that Kevin Smith did
Oh, they
to have Jason Mewes on there,
Yeah.
and then this one they're like, "No, you both on there," and he was like, "Okay," and I guess like he put on the outfit and everything, and he was like, "I'm kind of embarrassed."
Oh, really?
Yeah,
That's
but I
funny.
thought it was really funny. Like at the end when Ralph knocks over the vase, and he's like, "Come on, man, I need this job,"
Yeah.
and then you see Kevin Smith like putting it back together.
Yeah, it was very, very reminiscent of Jane. and
Yeah, it
Silent
was
Bob.
totally something that you could see happening in like Jane and Silent Bob Strike Back.
Maybe they'll be in it.
May-
The Flash team.
I know he wants to get Tom Cavanaugh in that movie, which I'm sure he'd do it.
Oh yeah.
But so then after that, Caitlin figures out that Breacher is losing his powers because he's getting old, and then the Thinker's wife drops her little cup and starts to find out that she's being roofied by her husband. She finds the little tear from the Weeper in there.
Yeah, I feel like that's gonna backfire on him.
I think so too, because there's an episode coming up, and like it seems like it's gonna be about her, but then also about Flash's daughter or whoever the mystery girl is. Because I think the episode's called "Oh, Therefore She Is" or something like that,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like the second to last episode or third to last, something like that. So I think it's gonna be her turning point. Because I think in the end, their way of defeating him she'll play a big part in that.
Yeah, I think so too. Well, especially if he's so smart and thinks everything, why does he have to roofie her?
Exactly. Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. And then the Ralph being Joe scene was so weird but cool.
That was cool.
I really like that.
Ralph was a little annoying to me in this episode.
Yeah, a little bit. But then there was every once in a while I was like, oh no, there's the Ralph I like.
Yeah, it's funny because like it's they're like, oh, he's gonna joke around and do all this stuff, and I'm like, yeah, he's usually funny and joking around. Now that you make him joke around, it's not as funny.
Yeah. Cause it's the fact that like he was doing it on purpose.
Yeah.
Like it's like when someone's being funny because they're trying to be. It's like that's not as funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't like him as much. By the end, I liked him again.
Take a hint, Has. No, I'm just kidding.
That's funny. He'll never see this. Iris gets the location of Null, and Harry tells Flash that if he vibrates at a certain frequency, that she can't see him. And then when he gets there, she has a getaway plan. Which I thought that scene was pretty cool, with the car flying out of the sky and
Yeah.
runs with the building and saves the guy.
Yeah. So her plan was if she didn't get arrested, just let that guy die.
Yeah, I don't think she really cared. I mean, she's gonna let that one chick fly up into the atmosphere.
Yeah. I didn't like her as.
What's funny is,
villain or
yeah,
whatever.
she was kind of weird. I do agree with that.
And she was.
And
like,
then
too big
that's what I
off.
was saying. I didn't realize it. Then the other episode, she's walking up to the lady and she's like, "I'm gonna take your necklace." I'm like, I just kicked that lady over.
Yeah.
Like I swear to God, she was like a midget or something.
Yeah.
No offense to the actress, but you were really tiny. So Breacher goes back to fight Crucifer, and then Cisco has to save him, and then has to end up telling him that his powers don't work because he's old. Which I mean, it's not too bad because he can still breach places. He just can't shoot them out of his hands at people.
Right.
I was wondering how that works. I was like, oh, he can still go to other Earths, but he just can't shoot them out of his hands. Like that seems like a bit of a stretch. Like if they don't work, they shouldn't just work at all, wouldn't you think?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm no expert when it comes to.
But didn't
Creatures.
doesn't that seem odd a little bit?
Yeah. No, completely.
So then this.
Although we're talking about a power that you can just zoom yourself to another Earth.
That's true. So we didn't talk about this, but the Thinker's wife makes a tape and then finds out that she already made one before. And then Barry unbenches Ralph, and then they go after Null. Null makes Flash go into the atmosphere, and then Ralph turns into a whoopee cushion and saves Flash. Which we should have seen that coming because they had that whoopee cushion joke
Yeah,
earlier.
Yeah.
But yeah, he does that. And then Breacher offers Cisco his job, and they don't really say much of that. Do you think by the end of the season Cisco's going to take the job, or do you think it's a no?
Yeah, I do. I think they're gonna start a new show on AMC called Breacher.
No, they already got one called Preacher.
Oh.
I think if they do have him take the job, then Cisco's gonna just be like, he won't be a series regular, but he'll be in majority of the episodes because like Ralph isn't considered a series regular,
Oh yeah.
so he's just a guest star. So I think he'll be in the episodes just as much as Ralph if they go that route.
I don't think they'll go. That
But I
route.
really doubt that they're going to. I'll be very surprised if he takes the job and just is gone.
Yeah, me too.
And then lastly, Harry becomes Reverse Flash at the end of the episode.
You don't really believe that.
No, I don't. That's one of those things like in the crossover that I was like, or not crossover with last year's villain Savitar. I was like, oh, I want it to be what's his face from season 1, but like
Yeah.
you saw the hair hit me right in the. For those who probably couldn't see, a hair hit me right in the nose, and it was really obnoxious.
It just stood. It like flew there, and I was like, "Is he gonna feel that?" And then you grabbed it.
It was like someone flicked my nose. But yeah, anything else you want to say about the episode before I wrap this up?
Yeah. So we talked about. Okay.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
So there's just 2 people left, right? For
Yeah, there's
the thinker to
there's
get.
what?
For the thinker to get.
Yeah, there's the one villain that they said has just disappeared ever since the bus incident, and then there's the Weeper.
And Ralph.
Well, yeah, but they weren't really counting Ralph before.
Oh. Okay.
I mean, he is one of them to
But
get, but the Thinker wasn't counting him.
But so, do you think he's gonna try to get Ralph last so that he can? Then, because Ralph's body will be able to take all that. Whatever the fuck they have, and like he won't, like his body will just be able to absorb it better than a normal body.
I think possibly, yeah.
I mean, do you think that's his like,
I think
ultimate plan?
Because I know a lot of people are afraid that Ralph's gonna be the last body he gets, and then he'll die. Ralph will be dead,
Yeah.
killed off the show.
Well, I don't think it's gonna necessarily happen, but I think that's his plan.
But yeah, I can definitely see that because they keep bringing up that his body's being destroyed.
yeah.
So
And then he just turned himself into a whoopee cushion.
yeah, it'll be interesting, like, cause like they haven't really said
He
that
can't even
Ralph
get shot. It like bounces off.
Yeah,
him.
exactly. They haven't really said that Ralph's like invulnerable, but he kind of is.
Yeah.
So yeah, I do think that's definitely a possibility of it being the Thinker's plan.
That's just. I mean, that that's what it just occurred to me because. Well, because they replayed the fucking same scene, but so he literally said it twice that his body was.
Yeah, and like
rejecting it or
they're
whatever.
rebuilding the chair to hope that helps.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's it for our Flash review. Go check out our Black Lightning review that'll be out later tonight, and we'll see you guys next Tuesday for another episode of The Flash.